Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Kerbal Space program. In the last episode, we continued with the Ballistas mission out to Duna, and we're able to get to Duna's sphere of influence and attempt to capture into an orbit. What I attempted to do was do an air brake to do that, but didn't quite get the orbit low enough and get it deep enough into the atmosphere to really make much of a difference. So, ultimately had to use the engines to get the orbit into a capture. Got that done, so the ballista is now ready to kind of make some adjustments to its orbit, and then proceed with the landing mission. So, let's head on over there and continue work on that. Now, I did load the game with the trajectories mod installed for like a minute just to see what the resultant orbit is going to be after we go through another cycle. And if we stay on our current orbit and go through an aero brake, it will cut our orbit down. And so I went ahead and ran I guess you could call it a simulation. I kind of created a copy of the save and tested how the aero brake was going to go to see if the vehicle's actually stable. And as long as you don't put too much aerodynamic load on it, it's fine. But the minute you actually start getting some real braking happen, it does what I was afraid it was going to do. It's tail heavy, the center of mass is behind the center of pressure, and so the whole thing flips over. Which is fine as long as you keep the entry not so bad. It works, it's just not ideal. So, what I think we're going to do here is go ahead and dispose of the heat shield and cancel the whole aero brake idea. And just kind of use the engines because we got plenty of fuel here. It means they're going to have to rethink some of the stuff that I'm going to do in the Joule system and potentially rethink any future aero brake efforts. I do have this docking port back here that I could put a heat shield on. But it would need to be an expanding heat shield. This is the only one we have, and I don't think it's quite big enough to fully protect the engines. So, I don't know. Yeah, because you see we're kind of rotating around the center of mass. So the center of mass is right there. You'll probably need to move that significantly forward, like up into the habitation section, in order to make this stable. And considering the masses we're dealing with, it would probably then kill the whole vehicle's performance. So, yeah, unfortunate, but it's kind of the way things are. All right, let's dispose of this. This heat shield. See, now actually it's using the docking port as the point of control. That's fine. This is the direction we want to go. Going to bring that Periapsis down a little bit more. Alright, that should be fine. As long as it's kind of moving away at a good clip, which it is. Okay, so The next thing we need to do, if we're not going to do the arrow break, is we need to redeploy the habitation section here, and then get it back in rotating. And let's get the solar panels redeployed as well. Alright, so what I'm going to need to do here is I'm going to need to make a maneuver at Apoapsis to raise the Periapsis into a stable altitude. There we go. Tell you to begin following the maneuver node, which I'm going to try to just use the reaction wheels for this, because this thing just guzzles monopropellant when you try to use the RCS. Considering that every single component has a collection of RCS thrusters on there, that's not entirely surprising. And I'll keep the reactors on. The radiators are a little warm, but they're fine. And now we're going to start priming the flight computers. Just make sure that we're controlling from here. Yes, we are controlling from there. The vessel. Yeah, okay, we're good. Because sometimes when you undock stuff, it changes the icons and everything around, which is annoying, but it's fine. Alright, let's start that rotation back up. Now, I don't know if these rotating elements actually provide a stabilization effect or not. Like a gyroscopic stabilization effect. Plant growth experiment. Transmit that data. Aquatic species observation. Transmit the data. We'll have you clean those experiments. And then you execute the next node. Gravity scan. Do I want to send the data to the lab? Yeah, send the data to the lab. Transmit the data home. Send the data to the lab. Send the data to the lab. We're gonna stuff that lab full of data as much as we can. Alright, so the next maneuver is going to be a circularization at the Periapsis. Create node. Execute the node. 267.5 meters per second delta V. That's going to be fine. Perfectly fine. No problems there. How's everybody's life support looking? 6 years, 307 days. Kerbal 1 is going to need a resupply soonish. The Arbalest has 10 years, 181 days of supplies on board. Excellent. Let's see, hydroponics. Full of supplies. Fertilizer's coming down a little bit. Yeah, we're got lots of fertilizer on board. Gravity scan. Transmit that data. This is going to be a 1 minute and 55 second maneuver. Try not to use the term burn, because with these engines you're not really burning anything. You're just accelerating lithium ions using a magnetic field. Alright, so we'll let this do its thing. Actually, while it's doing its thing, there is something I do need to do. We are going to need to top off the RCS tanks on the lander. So we'll take care of that while we're going through this maneuver. Okay, so where would be a good pile of RCS? Probably here. Yes. Alright. Go out. We'll fill those guys up. And that should be good. Because this thing is going to need RCS for the eventual rendezvous and docking. So, while we wait for this to take care of business, I'll go ahead and pause, and I'll be back when it's almost done. Alright, just about done. Monopropellant transfer is done. Alright, what is our orbit? Apoapsis height, periapsis height. Pretty good. Alright, that will work. So I think what we can do is we can deactivate the reactors. Won't need them for a little bit. Let the radiators cool them off. Slowly. Alright, so I think we're ready for the ground mission. So let's go ahead and get everybody moved. I think that we're going to use Jebediah as the pilot, who will pilot the ground mission to Duna. We'll probably use Valentina for the ground mission to Ike when we get there. So go ahead and send Jebediah to the lander. We're going to need... We're going to need our scientists, Bob. And we're going to need our engineer. There we go. Just go ahead and transmit whatever science is currently available. There we go. All right. Everybody's on board. So let's go ahead and undock. Let's back off at a rate of about 1 meter per second. Close the shield on the docking port. Let's get our engines activated. Alright, actually the first thing I want is going to be the parachutes. I want to make sure that those are going to deploy. Alright. Now, we need to make sure that we land in a different spot from where we landed previously. Where we landed previously was here. And that's in this large basin that covers a lot of the planet. Now I'm pretty kind of tight on Delta V here. If I wanted to get into a different orbit, I probably should have used the engines on the ballista, but that's fine. There are other targets we can hit. Probably want to hit this kind of high level area here somewhere. So I want to use... I'm not going to actually use the landing autopilot because I want to conserve as much fuel as I can, and this thing tends to not do that. But I want to show the landing prediction. And so... let's see, if we were to put our maneuver like around here. Alright, there's our projected trajectory. Alright, we'll go with that. We'll go with that for now. And what I'm actually going to do Just quick save, because I'm not sure how this is going to go. So, let's go ahead and execute the node. Actually, let's put those first. Are we controlling from the right? Yeah, there we go. All right, good. Hold a retrograde orientation. Wait, did I just burn the wrong way? It did just burn the wrong way. I thought I said control from here. Control from here? Or am I wrong? No. I'm wrong. I have a target set. I see. And I'm on target mode. Right. I need to be on orbit mode. Okay. We're fine. We're good. Okay. We're going to re-enter. Alright, so let's go ahead and inflate that heat shield. Alright, let's go ahead and let this go to the point where we are going to begin re-entering. Alright, let it reorient itself. Want to switch to ground. Now let's see how this is going to go. Alright, we'll go physics warp 4 times. Alright. Altitude's dropping. Periapsis is dropping. Time to Periapsis is... Okay, so we are now officially going to hit the ground. Alright, orbital speed. I'm going to need to get those chutes deployed as soon as possible. So basically, as soon as they turn white, we're going to go ahead and deploy them. We gotta slow down a whole bunch. We're getting pretty low. I don't know how I think we even needed this heat shield, but... There we go. Jettison the heat shield. See, that's just going to be the thing, is I need to... get that heat shield off. There we go. Retrograde, we want to orient to. There we go, there we go. We are coming in fast. I gotta see how much speed reduction we're gonna get. Come on, shoots. Come on, shoots. Nowhere near enough. They gotta fully deploy way higher. Way higher. Alright. Well, let me try it again. I'll be back. Okay, so we're gonna be attempting re-entry again here. So let's see how it goes this time. I have adjusted the deployment altitude of the parachutes to be a lot higher than they were before. So hopefully they'll fully deploy at a higher altitude and slow me down a lot more than they did. The thing is, I don't think I really even need this, this heat shield. But it is kind of helping slow things down, so... Alright, 25,000 meters. We just need to get slow enough. We're almost there. I'm going to attempt to jettison the heat shield and see what that does. Okay, well, same thing here. Alright, let's see if we can ditch it. Excellent. I need to decouple this thing. Okay, so at 3,000 meters, it should deploy. Okay, so that slowed us down to about 30 meters per second. Alright, so we're just going to need to give a little bit of a braking burn right before we land. Just to burn off that much velocity. Temperature scan, sure, take it. Material study, sure, take it. Crew report, take it. Let's get the antenna deployed. $1,000 meters. Alright, just kind of let it settle. Actually, no, we're going to need it kind of, no, not retrograde. Oh, we would need retrograde to surface, right? Right, we need to be on surface mode. Okay, I hope we don't land on too extreme a slope. 16.5 meters per second. Okay, that's more reasonable. Yeah, but we are on a slope here. RCS engaged. Alright, let's... Engines on, engines on. 3. Engines off. Bouncy, bouncy. There we go. Oh, whew. Okay. Okay, alright. We're on the ground. Collect, deploy all except EVA, hit it. Alright, we're going to keep that mystery goo, keep the temperature scan. Duna's colder than you expected. Seismic data. The instrument detects some very faint tremors. Maybe Duna isn't so dead after all. Gravity scan. The lands here produce no significant deviations from the Duna mean aside from a very slight lowering of gravity strength, okay? The pressure in this basin is a whole notch higher on the scale. We're not in the basin. Material study. The fine lowlands dust worms its way into everything, even behind the lens of the observation camera. There we go. Alright. So who's going to be our first EVA here? Perhaps our scientist, Bob. Alright. Take that surface sample. There's evidence of ancient water here. You ain't finding it. Maybe it's buried too deep. And our EVA report. You feel like a true hero as you march across the red planet until you realize you're a long, long way from home. Alright. Let's actually get out on the surface. I gotta deploy the ladder. No, we're not disassembling the part. Alright, here we are. I didn't bring any deployable packs. That's alright. Don't think we're going to be able to utilize the deployable science packs here because I have no proper relays in orbit other than the ship itself, and I don't necessarily want to stay on station for that long. Alright. Plant flag. Second landing. Oop. Second time's the charm. There we go. All right, let's get everybody else out here. This ladder works pretty well. Now we're going to have to see if it's going to work to get back to orbit. Alright, and Bill. This thing isn't sliding down the hill, is it? No, it isn't. Okay. Alright, so actually, how long can they stay EVA'd? An hour. They can stay out an hour. Alright, well, let's see if this works. It worked fine. It worked perfectly fine on the pad. But the pad is the pad. This is an entirely different beast. Decouple. Alright. Decouple. Brakes, please. There we go. All right. So, electric charge is increasing. Excellent. Excellent. Now we just need to find something that our little scanner arm can work on. But I'm going to keep that there for the moment and let it charge up. We're going to bring the crew back on board. Okay. We can use our RCS. There we go. To board. I was like, uh-oh, for a minute. Alright, now what I might want to do here is actually go ahead and deploy the other science, because I might want to have one data point to throw into the lab and another that I can actually bring back raw. So I have a feeling I'm going to need a scientist to stay on board the ship for a while to continue to process a lot of that data, even once we get back. We can bring up another crew or team or something. I'll have to see how I want to handle it. Alright, so that one's been deployed, that one's been deployed. We're going to go ahead and observe a mystery goo here. Keep that experiment. That one's already has some data on board. That one has some data on board. That one has data. That one has data. Log some seismic data. There we go. Log some pressure data. There we go. Log the gravity data again. There we go. And log... We already have some temperature data there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so the rover is the next project. Alright, let's go ahead and see what this guy can do. Oh, not that one. There we are. Get the brakes off. Oops. Okay. Steering needs to be reversed. Alright, I need to be very careful because if I flip this thing... Ooh, okay, hold on. Turn stability assist off. Okay. And reaction wheels off. Alright, so we don't need the reaction wheels. Alright. Must be stationary to scan a surface feature. I'm gonna see if this is something that we can scan. Gotta keep an eye on our electric charge. Yeah, that definitely might be something we can scan there. Let's get a little bit closer, get a little bit closer. Brakes. Scan blueberries. Blueberries analysis from Duna's lowlands. How these formed is still a mystery. Scientists back on... two scientists back on Kerbin. Do they have any relationship to the pancake domes on Eve? Or is that just a galactic and gastronomical mystery we have yet to solve? Who knows where we may find an elusive syrup sample? Alright, we've collected some, but not all the information available. Come back later with a better sensor. Okay, so we don't have, you know, the best sensor in the world. But we did grab 80 science. And we can transmit that back. Let's see. Yeah, let's transmit it. Transfer data. No. We don't need to worry about... yeah, actually, transfer the data into... the, this guy. Because there's stored data there. Can we then scan the blueberries again? Good. And what? Signal strength to the arbalest is not good. The ballista is good. The ballista should be relaying, right? Oh, and because we're sending to the ballista, and the ballista is relaying the comms off the arbalest to get to Kerbin. Okay, that's fine. As long as we can actually control this thing at all. And that's good. Alright, so what I might do here is actually discard that data there. So I'm only going to be able to carry one copy. Now see, it's interesting that it's contacting the... We lost our signal. Odd. Alright, well, that's actually a good spot to lose the signal. We're not connected either. Okay, we lost the ballista's relay. Okay. That guy's not a relay, so that doesn't help much. Alright, meantime, let's see, these guys are good down here for another 14 days. So, what I might try to do is get the ballista back into relay position. But, Bob, go ahead and EVA here. And take the data. I said take the data. There we go. The blueberries analysis. It'd be nice if I could have put like an actual like Kerbal control seat on there, but it wouldn't have fit inside the payload bay there. So I might have to come up with some better designs in the future. Alright, so we now have that Blueberries analysis, our surface sample, and our EVA report, which I can't transmit home because we don't have any connection. Alright. Now, hopefully we don't end up in the dark. Let's just see how it goes. No. Actually, it's morning. It's not evening. Okay, that's good. Waiting for that relay connection. There we go. We have our relay back home again. So let's tell you to transmit the blueberry analysis. Okay, keep the surface sample and transmit the EVA report. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything else on the surface here that we can go after. It's already been a success. We've already gotten some data off of this thing, so anything more that we can grab is gravy. So, let's go for it. So if I go ahead and, clonk this thing into a crater or flip it over or something, I don't think it'll be a problem. There's something that might be over there. Hold on. Is that more blueberries or is that something else? There's something else over there. So let's see what we've got. Oh, that kind of scared me for a second when it froze there. Yeah, looks like the same thing. Okay. So let's see what that is. Brakes. Brakes. Nope, that's also the same thing. Is that the only thing we have on the surface here? Are those little blueberry rock formations? Well, there's something I see down there. So let's head over there and let's see what's what. All right, let's get this bad boy up to speed. Oh, there's something there as well. It seems a bit larger than what we've seen so far. We may want to hit the brakes because I don't want to get airborne here or bust the wheels or whatever else. Kind of lost sight of where we're going. There it is. That definitely looks different. Alright, oh, we're going to be on a really hard slope here. Ah, there's something over there. Change of plans. Let's head over to this one. It might be the same thing. Then I gotta drive all the way back. That's alright. Brakes, brakes, brakes. Oh, that definitely looks interesting. Alright, let's scan the Duna Meteorite. Duna Meteorite scan from Duna's lowlands. Lowlands? Duna's thin atmosphere does little to stop these meteorites from crashing into it and scattering over its surface. While we did come to Duna to study the planet itself, why not stop to sample composition of another celestial body as well? Alright, we got 120 science. Keep that experiment and transfer the data into the actual probe core. Alright, let's continue on to the other interesting looking formation. We still have solid connection to the ballista and to Kerbin. Though Kerbin's like on the other side of the system from us right now, which is why the comms are a little strained. But as long as we have some sort of control, then that's good. Turn that off. Yeah, that definitely looks like something different. Alright, let's start slowing down. Well, that's interesting. Let's get right up to it. Lock the brakes, and let's scan the sand dune. $160 science. Excellent. The winds on Duna can pile up sand in odd places. They have piled up this residue and the information it contains from hundreds of kilometers away. Alright. Keep the experiment. Alright, so now we've got to get back to the lander. Deliver this science. We've got a couple of kilometers to drive. And hopefully I don't crash. Now, I would say, well, I mean, we could transfer the data again. Transfer the data there, because that's a different... That is a different data point. So it won't overwrite. So we have two sets of restored data. Do we see anything else in the area that might be interesting? A couple of things over there. Oh. Okay, put it back on its wheels. I did not know what happened there, but we recovered. Okay, let's just get this thing back to the let's get back to the lander and call that a good mission. There's our meteorite. I don't think I saw anything else of any significant interest. Alright, get back up to speed here. And we were moving at like a 13 meter per second clip there for a little bit. We got plenty of electric charge, so I can pour on the motors. Is that more blueberries? Yep, looks like it. Unfortunately, we aren't going to be able to bring this thing to Ike because we're not going to be able to bring this thing back from the surface. But that's alright. It's alright. Alright, there's the lander. Alright, brakes. Brakes. Alright, and lock the brakes. There we are. Let's get Bob back out. And let's grab the data. And got the EVA report while flying. Alright, so let's review our stored data here. Keep it. Keep it. EVA report. We can transmit that back. Keep that. Alright. So, I think we'll go ahead and stop here for today. Not sure if we're going to continue any more rover exploration here. Maybe. I'll have to think about it. But for now, we'll go ahead and stop here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.